Welcome to the Age of the Ring channel. I'm Jarian, a voice actor and beta tester for the mod. To get you all hyped up for the epic release that will be 8.0, we are starting a new series we'll call Beta Casting. Join me in an action-packed peek behind the curtain as our devs and beta testers go head-to-head, testing balance and all new features of the upcoming release. Let's go! Welcome back to another beta casting video. We're on a roll here. In the top left of a map we have never seen before, we have Ferdinand. I believe this is CammyFries. I know this is CammyFries. Playing Harad. And in the bottom right, we have Gondor being played by Nid. Nid is one of our main balance guys. CammyFries rejoined the beta testing team recently. These guys always have really exciting games going on. We've got a fun lore matchup, which I always love as well. Gondor and Harad going up against each other. So Cammy is going for pretty much the main opening that we've been seeing for Harad so far. Mahood openings are kind of tough to go for, we've been finding. So the pretty standard 2 bazaars into an outpost warlord, and the 3rd bazaar going down for Cammy. I've got to stop saying going down as well. They're just putting him on the map. And over here on the right side, we've got a standard opening for Gondor as well. Barracks being placed a little bit further to the edge of the map. And Lamedon clansmen already being put in defensive stance coming out here for Nid. And we'll see how they want to go here. So with the clansmen of Lamedon, looks like he's going to be going for an aggressive start against Harad. Otherwise, we might have seen the Linhir Spearmen going to creep the wargs. But instead, going to go kind of right to the river here and see what's going on. This warlord might not have actually seen those Lamedon clansmen, so the warlord's vision radius is very, very small. But the clansmen of Lamedon will have definitely seen the warlord sneak by. So the tribal axeman going across here, but Nid putting his Lamedon clansman right into position here to catch these guys. And actually, dry spell going down for Harad. Dry spell is an ability that reduces the income of resource structures, as well as increases the time it takes to recruit units from buildings like the outpost. So going straight across the map and trying to get as much early game usefulness out of dry spell here, Cammy is, and chasing these Lamedon clansmen right out of their side of the map here. But while that's happening, the whole of the army distracted over here. Nid going for some pressure on this bazaar here, and possibly on the architect. Nope, architect's going to move out of the way in just enough time. Clansmen going to group up, switch to aggressive stance, and try and take down this bazaar as quickly as possible. On the bottom side of the map, some axemen got some damage done to this farm, but just going to keep these Lamedon clansmen busy for as long as they can. Lots and lots of stuff happening across the map here. It looks like Captain's Horn went down on top of these Lamedon clansmen, but they are going to get picked off. The tribal archers, along with the axemen, going to chase them off to be picked clean by the wargs. Let's see, is this guy going to make it? Nope, not quite. All right, axemen back on top of this farm, but archers in a relatively good position here to take down most of these guys. It could be close, though. If Nid doesn't move these guys to kind of get around, then a few axemen might be able to keep going, but the positioning on the tribals kind of brought them back in line with the archers' range here. Wow, these guys are playing super, super fast. I'm having trouble keeping up. Lamedon clansmen taking down this one of the beginner starter farms, which hurts more than taking down one of these, I would say, since this one's been accumulating experience for longer than the other one has. But a Pavilion of the Golden King going up for Harad, and already starting to build some carrion feeders. Going to start punishing the Lamedon clansman spam with some flyer attacks while the Linhir Spearmen hit level 2 and creep this warg layer. Cool stuff. Archers staying here to defend, but nothing from Harad. coming across this way. Lamedon clansmen just trying to keep these Axemen busy by running into the corner of the map. Gondor here getting a full army. We've got swords, archers, and spears. 2 swords, actually. So a decent sized, balanced army here coming from Gondor. Trying to sneak up the right here, but being seen by Harad and is going to be chased down by these tribal units and a carrion feeder. Carrion feeder deciding probably not needed in this fight, especially since they go down quickly to archers. So thinking he wasn't going to add enough value to this fight and could possibly get shot down by archers, tactically retreated, and is now going to jump on these archers as they're singled out and not able to kill him. So really, really solid play here by Cammy to push this Gondorian army out of its lands for now with 0 casualties, as far as I know, and going to be able to take advantage of that position to take down this Ward Lair. Awesome stuff. So Gondor at 550 max CP, regrouping back at home. Only 350 max CP for Harad. So Nid doing a good job of keeping these bazaars down, not letting them gain XP, and not letting them kind of expand beyond their given borders. Dry Spell is up, but you need Vision in order to cast Dry Spell on anything. And right now, Harad has no standing on the east side of the river here. And Nid doing a great job just keeping his army size and economy up. Harad playing a little bit of catch-up, but these carrion feeders are going to be pretty scary. And he's going to now challenge Gondor's positioning on this side of the map. Wow. Yeah, the carrion feeders. Not just good for damage, but the CC from that knockdown was really, really solid. Yep, and with no archers left, the carrion feeder is going to make mincemeat of all of the rest of these Gondorian units. And getting the clump here is... Oh, these guys are really, really strong. They also have the Putrid Talons being activated, so applying a poison debuff on these guys. Wow. Getting really, really good value here. In response, though, Nid is bringing some swordsmen across the way to get some damage done to some bazaars, and having to bring the Blackroot Vale archers here in order to defend against possible carrion feeders. Harad jumping on top of this well, but deciding not to go for it. Wants to get on top of these archers, recognizing that as long as the archers are dead, the carrion feeders can go crazy. The fortress taking down quite a few of these Lamedon clansmen, and just now 3 battalions of tribal archers going to be able to jump on these guys. This bazaar is going to survive. The archer's not going to be able to help much here. However, Linhir Spearman getting on top of this bazaar here. These guys are crazy. There's the multitasking that's happening right now. The Lamedon clansmen on top of this bazaar. This well, it did eventually go down, and probably actually going to be able to get the builder kill, but not paying attention quite enough to get these carrion feeders out of the battle here, as the Blackroot Vale archers are able to take them down, and Gondor now feels a little bit more comfortable going up against the tribal soldiers. One of the things, even since the last video that we've tried, is we have reverted the strength. We've kind of reverted the strength of the warlords' tribal units to be a little bit weaker now, and decreased their recruit time in order to kind of bring them in more in line with a spammier kind of unit, kind of solidify their role as a bit more spammy, and allow the other Harandor units to kind of shine as the main infantry, and Black Numenorians as well. So we're kind of testing that against a pretty solid faction like Gondor here. So Dry Spell kind of getting a double whammy here, reducing the resources of the farm. See, it's only getting 6 per tick, but also this barracks is going to be recruiting a lot slower. These are temporary units, so Cammy has no reservations sending them to their death, trying to get a few Gondorians along the way. This pretty ballsy bazaar over in the top right getting taken down by Gondor, and possibly this one as well. It doesn't look like Harad has enough to defend against that. Some warlords getting surrounded by Anorian archers and Lamedon clansmen. So Harad kind of forced to regroup here, and going for kind of taking advantage of Gondor's. Gondor has not built a stables yet, as far as I know. Cammy noticing this and just getting as many archers as possible. Now that the archer debuff is no longer in play, this Beastmaster stealth in the woods, getting some cheeky kills on these Gondorians here, defending this bazaar for a little bit longer, allowing him to keep up a little bit more resources. I love to see the Harads coming out. These guys are absolute units. Chew through. I mean, even with there's no spears here, so this Harad, along with the Beastmaster, providing some support, is absolutely going to demolish these guys.
Lunge, bite,
Very interesting comp here, being fielded by Cammy as Harad here. I really like how attentive he's being to Gondor's playstyle and abusing the fact that there's no cav on the field with just a mass of archers. There's no more archer debuff. I probably just said that a few seconds ago. At least I meant to. And the Beastmaster and Harad kind of creating their own kind of army here, forcing the Spearmen and Anorians to come up this way. Gondor moving across the river, mostly teched into Anorian archers. I don't think there's that many Black Roots left. But not so much in the way of Anorian melee units. Those all seem to be up here. So some Lamedon clansmen sieging down this bazaar with a lot of Gondorian archer support. These guys should be able to go up against the tribal archers in a straight-up fight. But with these Harads kind of running through and trampling and avoiding the Anorian spearmen, lots and lots of value coming here for Harad. However, this bazaar is going down, and these guys are going to be able to take this one as well, I'm sure, unless the Harad is able to get up there. Yeah, there's going to be too much damage on this bazaar, so that's going to fall. Sending the spearmen on a wild goose chase in a circle, tethering to the tribal archers here. Really good stuff. Ooh, the Anorian spearmen are going to give huge XP to this Harad. There's no way they're going to take this one down by itself. But they are going to be worth a bit more XP than normal. Getting the Harad up to the higher levels is going to be pretty deadly. So instead of dealing with the Harad, Nid is smartly going to establish a kind of position here with the summoned Trebuchet and some Anorians up in the top, trying to siege down this pavilion, which is building the units that's really kind of crushing him right now. Lots and lots of Anorians kind of covering this Trebuchet. I think Cammy's going to have a hard time taking this down before it can kill the pavilion, which is exactly what I think he intended. We'll see if the Harad is able to take it down, though. The Harad does have the Thundering Leap and the Blood Crazed... Oh, no! Oh, the Harads are crazy against the clumped units like that. They're going to work on this Trebuchet, but who knows? It might not actually be enough. The Trebuchet is so tanky. But its attack speed is pretty slow. Yep, there it is. It's going down. Ooh. Unrelenting Sun is being popped. Unrelenting Sun, if this wasn't prevalent in the last beta, Cammy was able to work out a program that causes Unrelenting Sun to actually do percentage damage to all units across the field equally. Which is really, really nice. So getting good value against these pretty tanky Anorians. However, the Harad's running right into the Anorian Spearmen. The Blood Crazed Howl going to be able to go off just in time to save this guy's life. But Nid with a really solid army here, right where he wants to be. We have the Golden King on the field. Not a Harad hero that we've been seeing a lot of lately, so it's good to see him and get more testing information on him. He's a little squishy, so his abilities don't... we don't really just see him as much just because he's kind of expensive. But we'll see if Cammy's able to use him to good effect here. For those who don't know, he has a personal guard that follows him around. And he can activate them to sacrifice them and summon a temporary horde of whites, but as we just saw, he did perish. But to a large batch of Anorian archers in aggressive mode, so not too surprising there. The Beastmaster debuffing these units, I didn't know what this debuff was last time, but Kill Command knocks back enemies, and all units take 50% damage from Pavilion Beasts, so that includes all of the Beastmaster's wargs and the Harad, which is pretty insane. So I think a little bit of a whiff there from Fourth Men of Darkness there for Cammy. This army was already kind of on the retreat, so just kind of using them as a meat shield. And I think he's kind of feeling committed to this attack. I don't think he normally would have wanted to make that, but using this summon, he's going to see what he can do here. Harad's not able to get any damage done. There's too many Anorians picking that one down. But getting Dry Spell off on this farm to try and slow him down. I believe I hear Karan Lambar. Yes, he's coming across the field here. But there's multiple Beastmasters with their passive wargs. Getting some really good damage done, and now getting that debuff once again. But it's such a strange game with no real cav on either side. These archer clumps are just getting crazy, crazy value and able to kill the monsters with ease. So I wonder if we're going to see... The outpost hasn't even been upgraded, guys. This is still a level 1 outpost. You need to level 2 to get the Harandor Raiders, which have also had a recruit time decrease. Giant Scorpion coming out for Harad. Leaning into this monster type play. We've not seen any Mahood. We've not seen any really Harandor units at all. It's just been tribal and monsters, which I think is very, very fascinating. It's not a play style we've seen out of Harad really popularized. Fire arrows coming out for the Anorians. I really like this choice by Nid. He's able to upgrade it himself, so the one perk is for Gondor is that the fire arrows come from the recruitment building instead of having to wait for the upgraded blacksmith. And he's really getting good value out of these, considering there's not been any cavalry. So let's see how this fight plays out. We are going to see the Beastmaster debuff going down on these archers here. But only a few wargs. It doesn't seem like they've all respawned quite yet. But with this many Anorians with fire arrows focusing down Karan Lambar, he's not even going to be able to get in to get the AoE. But because they're all focused on that, the regular army of Harad is able to kind of come around the back flank here and split these guys up. Crazy. This Harad doesn't even have access to Bloodcrazed Howl. But with all these Anorians that it's trampling, it should be able to get there relatively soon. Karan Lambar actually kind of the MVP of that fight, not dying and taking almost like 6 battalions worth of Anorian archer fire, really allowed his other monsters and units to get around on the flank of Gondor here. I've been looking at Harad's list. Yes, so this is what we've kind of discovered is, oh my god. Yes, so this is you're seeing some beta testing in action, folks. I saw them talking about this in the post game kind of testing chat. The tribals have gone through various by tribals I mean the warlord units here that are being summoned by the warlord. They have gone through various levels of strength throughout the course of the game. We're kind of just now kind of tweaking them back to be in line with more spam. But they are only giving spam levels of experience and power point gain, which is why Gondor is at a severe disadvantage this game in terms of power points. Like, look at that. Almost 3 to 15, and 20 power points behind Harad here, which is actually kind of crazy. This farm got to level 2, and oh, I guess this one just got placed. The Giant Scorpion gonna pincer attack these Lamadon clansmen. While this is happening, though, we're gonna get to another fight in the center. Crazy leadership. I believe I heard is Boromir here. Denethor is definitely here. Hard to tell. Almost max CP for both of these armies. This Trebuchet is going to be able to get a huge knockdown right in the center here. Oh, absolutely annihilates that army. Nid doing well to focus down both of the carrion feeders and Karan Lambar. I think Karan Lambar wasn't able to fully heal by now. So a huge hugely decisive win for Gondor in this fight. Um, at this point in the game, these upgraded Anorian soldiers um, with hero support are gonna be able to outscale the tribal warriors, even with all of these Beastmasters being spammed. I think we put a cap on the Beastmasters at this point. Um, the Dol Amroth Citadel is being summoned by Gondor. Um, but just as Gondor creeps across this side of the river, Unrelenting Sun hits the field as Gondor commits. Great timing there by Cammy. Whoa, no! Burning Sands absolutely annihilates this army. Oh, it's a gorgeous thing to behold. Death to the west, right? Holy moly. Army absolutely annihilated. And I mean, you can see, there it is. A 25 level power going, hitting the field for Harad. Meaning Gondor was behind about 22 power points in this case. So definitely something to notice as we're moving forward with testing. These carrion feeders, kind of going back to what they do best, harassing low-level infantry without archer support. Denethor did survive the... what is it called? It's not... It is Burning Sands. But Harad using that power to devastating effect, retaking this side of the map. I wonder if we're going to see... It doesn't look like Cammy has any intention of... Okay, no, he does. I was looking at this original one. But he is upgrading this outpost finally to kind of start to step into those tier 2 units. I think he's going to need them to combat the heavy Anorian comp that Gondor has been fielding this entire time. We're also starting to see the Swan Knights of Dol Amroth. We've waited this long to see some cav, and now these battalions of tribal archers, level 5, that have been doing so well for Cammy this entire game, are finally going to start to be in trouble as this elite tier cavalry is going to just tear these guys to shreds. All of these warlords going down. All right. And you can see I really think that Unrelenting Sun is such an effective spell. These guys clearly were damaged by Unrelenting Sun some time ago and are struggling and have not had a chance to heal since then. But the Harandor Spears going up against these Anorian Spears, I don't know who exactly wins this fight, but if the Spears are going after the Bazaar, the Harandor Raiders should be able to deal with them. Like, how many Beastmasters are... Oh my god. It's got to be 5. I think the max is 5. We implemented a maximum for this reason because of all the different wargs that they can summon. But just a little bit of cat and mouse here. The Dol Amroth Knights trying to get some economy damage before they get chased down too hard by all these wargs. The Black Numenorian Vanguard. What a... This is... Lore-wise, this is chef's kiss. Seeing the Black Vanguard, Black Numenorian Vanguard going up against the Swan Knights of Dol Amroth. It's fun, too, to see just the way that this mod has designed the factions. You know, we've got, you think tribes, you think Harad, right? But, like, what is the Western version of the tribes? And we see the different clans and different fiefs of Gondor. They're really not so different. It's so cool to see. This has kind of suddenly turned into a huge offensive from Harad, chasing down these Knights of Dol Amroth and trying to utilize these wargs while they're around. I don't think they're temporary, actually. Oh, they are temporary, yes. So trying to use them to as much effect as they can. Dry spell down on the farm here. But not getting the damage they wanted. The Citadel is too tanky. And between Denethor commanding them to flee, yeah, and causing them to lose any type of leadership, Gondor able to very confidently push back this kind. Some of Cammy's attacks this game have felt like, oh, might as well go now because I have the summon, and I think Nid is very calmly playing against that and making sure to beat those back for as long as he needs to. Yeah, once again, Varach Barachs. summoned, but his time remaining is going to go away. And we will see the Knights of Dol Amroth. Definitely. I can't see how they're not. Oh, nope, they're going to go for this one instead. Might be able to get the Architect if they're paying attention. But over here, Harad is getting some good damage on a level 3 farm here. This is gonna fall, I'm pretty sure. Gondor doesn't have the power points, I'm sure, to invest in rebuild. That farm is going to fall, and Harad is going to retreat, knocking back some units. The micro involved on using all these Beastmasters is really, really impressive from Cammy here. There's a knockback attack, and using that to kite and cover the retreat of all these units to continue to get more farms than they likely would be able to is awesome. Carrion Feeder is not going to be able to handle, is not going to be able to go up against the Anorian Flame Archers here. I like to see the Anorian soldiers in their defensive stance just to soak up damage from the Beastmasters and Tribal Archers here to allow the Death Ball of Archers here to go after them. I haven't really been paying attention here, but it looks like for the most part, maybe one Bazaar went down, but Cammy's been doing a good job chasing off these Knights of Dol Amroth from getting any lasting damage done, not wanting to get caught in the CC of the Harad. Beastmaster Wargs are going to fall here, and maybe 1 or 2 Beastmasters were also killed at this point. Yeah, Nid taking some good trades as Harad retreats, but Cammy not allowing the cooldown on this. We need to look at this cooldown. It's actually a lot shorter than I thought, because that CC is pretty crazy, especially if you've got 5 of them. But it's an expensive unit, so maybe we feel like it's in a good place. It's very interesting. I really like the strategy. It's very unique. All right, so Gondor now going to chase over here. Black Numenorian Vanguard with Harandor Spears. Just trying to get these Swan Knights out of here. And are going to find themselves kind of caught between some Gondorian units. Unrelenting Sun going to hit once again. And a huge amount of CC hitting these. I must have missed it, but I bet it was a few.
There is no hope for men.
Okay, we did see High Authority from Denethor trying to cover the retreat of Gondor here. Gondor just got absolutely demolished in that fight just now. Oh, this is what it was. Curse of the Wind Demon knocked all those guys down. And along with Unrelenting Sun, it's quite a bit of AoE damage kind of for free. Gonna force Gondor to retreat to their... Gonna force Gondor to retreat to their wells and any kind of healing that they might have. Not gonna be able to take a Bazaar down on the way though, so not too bad. Denethor getting chased down by some Beastmaster wargs. This is such a crazy game. The game, the kind of cat and mouse. Oh wow, they're actually gonna get Denethor there. That's crazy. Knocked down to 725 max CP for Harad, while Gondor maintains a 1000 max CP. But a relatively similar army size and a much higher economy for Harad. I haven't been paying attention to it. There is a caravan in the back, but it's only just recently gone down. I think if Cammy was able to afford one of those earlier, he would be in a much, I say much stronger place, but he's really floating a lot of resources. I think Nid is really keeping him busy in this game, and kind of forcing him to pay attention to these armies and not really able to take advantage of the economy that he's been afforded, let alone keep his max CP up high enough to keep track of it in that case as well. Caravan not allowed to survive. These Swan Knights are just going to be an absolute force to be reckoned with. I really see the match swinging in Nid's favor here. This kind of death blow across the top here, getting all those resource structures, it's going to be really hard for Cammy to kill these with just 1 or 2 battalions of Harandor Spearmen. The Numenorian Engineering, I wonder if it's actually helping or hurting. The Swan Knights have crazy damage, but if you knock down all your horsemen, I don't know how much it helps. But the Pavilion is going to go down. I think this is the higher level one. Yeah, this is the level 2 one. We haven't seen, as far as I know, the Neferati Marauders. Harandor Spears getting a huge chunk of Dol Amroth Spearmen, but unfortunately... Oh, maybe he did actually get a battalion of them. Did he? Nope. All the battalions so far have survived. Unless he's able to kind of find the... Oh no, this isn't a battalion. That's Immerhill. Yeah. Look at this. There's 3 battalions that were able to survive there. very tragic for Harad not being able to finish off any of those battalions. They're going to replenish for free. In the south, it looks like Harad is keeping Gondor relatively busy, defending some of these farms and coming off with another tribal advance here to chase off these Swan Knights. But the Swan Knights, these high-level Swan Knights, are going to be able to demolish these unupgraded Black Numenorian Vanguard. Placing the summon down. Ooh, nice. Going to be able to get a battalion with the summon of fourth Men of Darkness. An Anorian army is just going for this, the original outpost here, and actually going to be able to cause it to fall. Yeah, I think taking too long to move away from these tribals really kind of bit Cammy in the butt here. There's not really, he doesn't have an answer to these really large Anorian battalions. They're not upgraded though. I don't know if a blacksmith was ever placed. We've got a marketplace for sure, but Gondor are going to be able to clean up these tribal units with ease. And up in the top here, trying to clean up these Anorians, but the fire damage on the Anorian archers too has been so crazy in dealing with units and structures alike, really abusing the lack of cavalry from Harad. We've got the Dol Amroth men at arms here as well.
The Black Vizier has arrived.
Got Serul hitting the field. Yeah, I think one thing that we could mention as well earlier, kind of proving what I was saying earlier, the Golden King really did not make any effect on the battle, and it was a lot of resources. I think if he was able to get Serul early, get the leadership for the tribal units early, he would have won some more of those trades. I think. At least maybe I personally have not found a use for the Golden King quite yet, so that's going to be something that we're probably going to look at. Serul might have been a better choice for Cammy earlier on. Denethor was repurchased again, level 6 this time, so he almost has in service of the Steward to get a battalion summon. Wow, even with all of these Harad units here, these Anorian spears were able to take down this Bazaar, which Cammy desperately needs at this point. Only 500 max CP to Gondor's max. The Kondish War Chariots, though, being summoned on quite a few Anorian battalions. I don't think... Yeah, it doesn't look like Denethor's fear applies to the Kondish Chariots, which I think makes sense here. Or the High Authority ability, rather. Yeah, okay. So able to buy a little bit of time, but I mean, he has a lot of money. I just don't think he has a lot of architects. He's got one building being created. Yeah, he doesn't have enough. I wonder if he's got any in production. He's got so much money, but he can't spend it on anything. He's got to upgrade to get the better units here. It doesn't seem like anything is researching at this point. Chariots down this way. We've also got Baragond. Gondor is starting to hit max army, max hero status here. A couple of carrion feeders chasing down these Anorian archers. If the archers don't notice in time, they might be able to handle all of these guys. Unrelenting Sun is going to help take these guys out. This is also a really good use for these carrion feeders as just defending harass, just because they're so fast. Slowing down these units. Yeah, Unrelenting Sun is just so efficient, does so much damage. We've got Karan Lambar, Serul, the Golden King. We do actually see him now. All these heroes. That does make sense. He had a lot of money, not a lot of production buildings, so you spam those heroes. Anorians on top of the base now. I think this is kind of a last-ditch effort by Cammy to try and get some damage done, but being forced to waste time on towers. But getting some levels on some of these heroes. Lord of Whites also has a Flee and Terror and take damage over time ability. Some monsters able to make short work of these Anorians that aren't covered by archers. But a pretty aggressively placed Citadel of Dol Amroth. Going to try and get some high-level infantry in here to kind of seal the deal. And I think that's going to be it. This fight over here. Oh, I'm glad I just caught this. Burning Sands taking down a sizable chunk of Nid's army here, but I don't think it's going to cause him to retreat at all. Denethor's spearman guard's going to go after this Harad. Surrounded, it's not able to move, so the Harad is going to fall. And now we've got Swan Knights, Dal Amroth men at arms, the Numenorian summon going straight for the fortress. Does decent damage to that fortress, actually. Oh. Wow. I love this game. The sound effects for the Eagles of Manwë. What is it called? Is it called the Breath of Manwë? The Messengers of Manwë. Coming in and very cinematically taking down the southern base here. Wow, what a very impressive game, back and forth. And even to a huge PowerPoint detriment, Nid was able to tech up, get those tier 2 units, take some efficient trades, and slowly whittle it down until he was able to get, I really think, the fight, not the fight, but the Dal Amroth Swan Knights. There was like 3 battalions that kind of rushed across the very north of the map and took down all those bazaars and went after that pavilion. Did some really lasting damage to Harad at that point, and he was able to kind of maintain that throughout the rest. But we did see some really unique Harad play styles that we haven't really seen before, like really spamming those Beastmasters, using their knockback shots, utilizing some crazy warg summons for some really interesting plays, kind of baiting himself into some kind of preemptive attacks that might not have been strong enough to actually deal the damage he wanted. But all in all, some really solid play all around. What a great game. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. And I'm hoping to have some more beta casts coming up pretty soon on this same beta. So keep an eye out for those. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye.